The next show on our season is Into the Woods. Stephen Sondheim is the king of contemporary American musical theater. Surprisingly, however, Lyric Arts has never produced one of his musicals. Never fear, we are rectifying that situation in 2015 with our production of Into the Woods, soon to be a major motion picture at the end of 2014, actually. Into the Woods will also be directed by Matt McNabb.
All right, number 2. All right, so Into the Woods. This is something that's actually very, very near and dear to my heart. When I was 12, I saw a production of Into the Woods, and for lack of a better phrase, it really did change my life. And this is not just coincidental because I'm trying to pitch the show to you. It really is what made me fall in love with theater. I checked out the CD from the library, and I never returned it. I still have it. I read the liner notes so much that they literally fell apart in my hands. And now 20 years later, I still think it's the best musical ever written, and I mean that. When I was in college, my friends and I were big theater dorks, and we made lists all the time of our favorite musicals, and it never left the #1 spot. Like Laura actually referenced, Stephen Sondheim really is the greatest musical theater composer of our time. I feel like his body of work is staggering. He has probably 20 shows, and I feel like it's a true just treasure to culture in the time that we live. He's creative, smart, writes beautiful lyrics, and just thoughtful music. It's just wonderful. And like she said, this is the first time Sondheim's been on our stage, and I just feel honored and privileged to be a part of it. The reason Into the Woods is so good is because of its concept and its structure, actually. It's set in a fairy tale world similar to a Brothers Grimm world, where we have multiple fairy tale stories all living in the same world. You have Cinderella, Rapunzel, Jack from the Beanstalk, and Little Riding Hood, and then an original creation of a baker and his wife who are trying to have a child. At the top of the show, everyone essentially makes a wish, and over the course of the first act, they all venture into the woods, which is venturing into the world, and they have interactions with each other and other characters, and it's just a fun, delightful, hilarious adventure. And by the end of the first act, all of them get their wish, and all of them achieve their wish. And then Act 2 comes, and this is where the show really is just so fascinating. Act 2 is what happens after Happily Ever After. Bad things happen, actions have consequences. All the characters are pushed to very, very, very extreme circumstances in their lives. Tragedy strikes. It's not all bad. And in the end, the characters learn some very, very, very insightful, thoughtful, and valuable life lessons. And the audience does as well. And it ends on this just wonderful, wonderful note about the importance of family and how we raise our children. It's truly remarkable. It's great. So as Brian and Laura and I have talked about how we're going to produce this show, I'm really interested in kind of reinventing the look of the show. It won't be steampunk, but I want to do something different other than the Brothers Grimm fairy tale. We're all very interested in exploring a darker, kind of more evocative forest here on our stage. So if you have seen Into the Woods before, you're going to see something very new and exciting this time around. I can't speak highly enough about the show. It's not to be missed, so thank you very much.